Well, you guys aren't going to believe what I've been through. It's been a minute since I made a video, and there's a good reason why. I've been broke down for a month. That's right, almost a month, probably like 27 days, something like that, right around there. I had a clutch go out on this truck. So 630 some thousand miles, she called it quits on me. And I had to get a new one put in, which was about 10 grand all together once everything's said and done. And that's what you're going to hear today. I'm going to tell you about the story of how it went down. So stick around. So back on March 19th, I noticed my truck was slipping. My transmission was slipping it. And I'll describe it a little bit so the people that may have never had transmission problems before, they can kind of get an idea what to look for. And it could be different things in different vehicles. But for me, my RPM gauge would shoot up when it was shifting. And it would do it in the high gear too. So between like 55 and 60, I would start to notice the RPM gauge just bump up a little bit. And it actually happened, I don't know, maybe a year ago. Like I caught it a year ago. I seen it acting funny. I knew there was something wrong with it, and that's what I suspected it was too, because I'm familiar with clutch problems and how gears go out in automatic transmissions, or just how gears go out in manual transmissions as well. And this is an automatic truck, but they still have that that clutch in it for these DD12 engines. And so it lasted a whole year. I wasn't really sure what was happening. I wasn't hard on it by any means. Now, it was a training truck, or it is still a training truck. So there's a lot of backing practice and things happening like that. So there's a lot of engagement and disengagement when we sit there and just, for hours on end, start, stop, because that's what wears it out. A clutch is, very similar to brake pads. It's a consumable part. So, every 100,000 miles in a car, you might need to put a new clutch in it, or in this case, in this truck, every 630,000 miles, you might want to get a new clutch. So, yep, it went out on me going down the road. I felt it slipping all that morning, and it was progressively getting worse, and then all of a sudden just went out. And you can really kind of smell a clutch too, like when a clutch is being overheated, or when somebody's riding the clutch. It kind of smells like burnt tires, but a little bit different. And that's what that's that clutch wearing out, and for people that don't know, a clutch, all it does is just speed up the drivetrain to the rate the motor's going, because the motor's always spinning at 1200, 1600, whatever RPMs per minute, and that clutch catches it, and that's that friction. That's why it gets hot, and that's why it wears out, because much like your brakes use friction to slow the vehicle down to the same speed, the clutch uses friction to speed the vehicle up to the same speed the motor is going. And so mine wasn't working at all. And I ended up being stuck on the shoulder of I-65 right here by State Route 30, not too far away from the Gary terminal. So luckily I didn't have to have a long tow, but there was a tow truck guy. He came there, and it was actually pretty cheap, like $700 some for the tractor and the trailer to get towed to the shop. And if I don't know if anybody is familiar with Trans Chicago Group out of Gary, Indiana, or right around that area, that's the people that I've had complete the repair. And I brought it into them on the 19th. They checked it out, and there was several people ahead of me. So it took about a week for them to get it in to get it looked at and diagnosed, and then it took two other weeks just to get it all wrapped up. And about $6 grand in parts, $3 grand in labor, for a grand total of about $9,400. And I might put the invoice up there so you guys could kind of see what to expect when it comes to a repair like this one. And so after that, I got my truck back just yesterday, and I'm on my second load now, which it seems to be operating fine now. There was a little bit of a smell right when I got it back. I'm like, oh no, I was hoping these guys did the job correctly and that I wasn't having to put the truck back in the shop, because when you miss, you know, almost a month of work, that's a that's pretty hard pill to swallow sometimes. Not only that, taking a $10,000 repair bill on top of that, it's a challenge out here for me right now, but I'm embracing it, and I'm definitely learned a lesson from this. No matter how financially prepared you think you are, double it. It's so much less stress. It's so easier if you have a bigger safety net. If you have more security, it's going to go a lot smoother. So definitely something going forward, what I'm going to be focused on and how I'm going to measure the overall health of my business is how long can I sit while making truck payments without making any money. And so I'm going to have that nice big buffer built up. So that's my goal coming back, and I'm going to put a lot of time and energy into that. But back to the story. So the tow truck driver gets out there, and I was training too. This was the guy's first day with me. I pick up a guy from the Gary terminal. We go make a delivery and pick up a load, and boom, his first day with me. We break down on the side of the road, putting out our triangles and waiting for Mr. Tow Truck Guy to get there. It was quite an experience. As you kind of guessed, I had to take him back to the terminal and said, "Good luck, sir. You're going to have another trainer. I got a lengthy repair." And then I proceeded to get on the Greyhound and head home because I knew it wasn't getting fixed anytime soon. So after a nice spontaneous vacation, I get back out and take another Greyhound back up. It wasn't too bad. It was from Columbus, Ohio to Gary, Indiana. So one change there in Indianapolis. Well, damn it, I'm not going to get wet. I wasn't really expecting the rain. I'm going to hop back in the truck and finish this video. All right, and we're back in the truck, nice and dry. I know I needed a shower, but it was later on tonight where I was planning on taking my shower. So I left off coming back to Gary literally last Thursday. Today is Tuesday night, going on Wednesday. So I get here Thursday thinking that the truck was going to be ready. Friday, you know, I've been in close communications with the shop and trying to get time frames and things like that. So I was ready. I was eager to get back to work, you know, after sitting at home for almost 4 weeks, right around there. I was ready to get back to work. So I was I was there, and it wasn't ready until Monday. So I sat all weekend at the Gary terminal, and I went up to Chicago. Actually, there's this really great museum. I'm going to make a whole video about it. It's going to be the Chicago Museum of Science and Technology. And the day I went, it was closed, but it was still an adventure. I got to take the South Shore Red L subway, elevated train, whatever you want to call it. But I took that for the first time. And it was really cool, actually. It was right up the road from the Gary terminal. So I don't know. I did make a little bit of content about that. It was really just going up there and riding an e-bike around some of the parks over there on the lake and by the museum up in that area. But the museum was closed when I was there. It was Sunday afternoon when I went. So I got to looking and researching some of the exhibits that the museum has. And I'm actually pretty excited to go check it out. There's a submarine. There's a bunch of other really cool stuff. And one of these days, when I'm taking a 34-hour reset, or when I have a bunch of downtime in the Chicago area, you'll be sure to catch me in there, and I'll share that trip with you and that journey and that experience. But yep, I get my truck Monday afternoon, and I ended up taking a load, and I was starting to smell the clutch again. I'm like, oh God, I hope these guys did a good job. I can't really afford to have any more downtime. But it's okay. It just takes about 500 miles to break in a new clutch. So here I am about 600 miles later. I just did 2 runs. I'm on my second run. And the smell is gone. I don't really smell that burnt tire, burnt clutch, overheating smell anymore. So I'm really optimistic that she's a healthy truck. I'm going to take it really easy on her. I've been getting like almost 10 miles per gallon yesterday and 10.4 miles per gallon today. I have had light loads, so that's nice. And so these past 600 miles, I've been getting really good fuel economy and been feather footing it, trying to save as much on fuel as well. That brings us up to speed. We're back in the game, back trucking, and I will keep you guys up to date. I will be missing this awards banquet this year. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend. It's this weekend, and I really have previous plans that kind of trump that. Unfortunately, it would have been nice to go and meet Mr. Rick Roehl himself and participate in that banquet again, because previously I was recognized for my service as a trainer, which it's an honor. It really is to be recognized for the contributions that you might do in your job. But this time it was for the 1,000,000 miles here at Roehl, and I wouldn't be able to make it, unfortunately. But next year I'll make it. I'm sure there's something I could get. I'll set my sight on, maybe driver of the year, trainer of the year, one of these things. Or actually, they have business partners. That's what it is. That's the category that I'm in. So I might get recognized as one of the business partners. So we'll see. That's all coming up. But that's it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. It's been a long one. It's been about 10 minutes or so. So I'll catch you in the next one, and I'll keep you guys updated. See ya.